Hello, my little babes. Romey is here. I asked my Twitter a couple days ago if I should share the spooky things that go on around this house, and y'all said yes. Like, it was an overwhelming yes. So if you hear a possessive growling in the background, that's my dog appropriately being ridiculous right now. But without further ado, I guess I'm just gonna like share some things that have happened in this house. I don't know, I'm a big believer in other realms and other spirits, and you know, I don't believe in coincidences. So like when something weird happens, like that wasn't a coincidence, if you ask me. Like that was, like there was a reason something happens, you know? So I don't know. I've always been familiar with other spirits. I've been around death my entire life. I've seen a lot of dead bodies just because, I didn't think this was gonna get so grim. I'm trying not to keep it grim. I'm trying to keep it light because this is real. And I don't want people to freak out necessarily and like not ever want to come to my house or something, but I get it. But this is really what I go through, and I just feel like spirits have kind of always followed me. I always feel like I have guardian angels, and I feel like every house I've ever lived in has had weird stuff happen. And my like family members have gone through stuff. Other family members have had experiences, and they've always like shared the stories with us as children. So I don't know, I guess I'm just not scared necessarily as much as other people might be. But even with that being said, I think when things happen, especially in this particular house, when things happen that kind of make like, you know, the hairs stand up, or you don't really know how to explain that, then that's why I'm like, okay, well, exactly. Like, I don't know how to explain that just happened, but that was really weird. And I just think that there's like stuff in this house. I don't know. This house has been here 80, 90 years, something like that. So that's just a lot of activity to go on in just one home, you know? I don't know. I don't think anything's ever happened. No one's ever told me of anything happening in this home. But I think that like some of the family members had recently passed. So I'm a believer in spirits that have lived a long time in one home. Sometimes if and when they pass, if they're not fully like ready to leave that area, like there's spirits that'll stay around in a house sometimes that they belonged to because it's their home too. So when I first moved in, I made sure to sage everything, but I sage in a sense of just simply cleansing negative energy. So I always speak to the home. I respect the home that I'm in, and I speak to each room that I'm in, and I just ask any negative energy to please exit out the doors and windows, and any positive energy is welcome to stay. And I enjoy being here, so thank you for allowing me in your home. And I'm not trying to bother anybody, and I don't think anybody's trying to bother me. But yeah, so even after I made sure to sage, like weird shadow figures would always be in my peripheral. And we have a few other roommates living in this home. And my workspace is near like a hallway where the rest of the roommates reside. And I work really late through the night sometimes because artists are creatures of the night, I guess you could say. So I like work really late into the night, so everybody's asleep. everybody is asleep. And most of the house is pretty dark except my workspace. And I have Christmas lights wrapped around my room. I'm sure you've seen it in videos from that area of my house. And I specifically made sure to put those up, you know, or keep them up, I should say. And I have like multiple lamps over there and lots of really good energy crystals, and you know, trying to just mind my business. But there would just be a lot of times when I would have to look up because I would think like, oh, why is somebody up right now? And like, I'm such a mama bear, so if anything, my instinct is to check like, oh, are they okay? Why is so-and-so even out of bed? Who is that? What's going on? And I would often look and there was nothing there. So I would let it go a couple times and then let it go and then let it go, and then I'd be, and you know, and then I'd be like, okay, I feel like I'm letting this go too many times for it to be nothing. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like, I don't know what this is. I don't know why this is even, like, what is that? Like, that's not really something I've never really had shadows like that. And you know, it doesn't happen like in the evening when anybody else is out here or anything like that. It's like late, wee hours of the night, and I'm all by myself, and there's really only light like surrounding me, ironically, right? And then I just see like weird shadow creatures or shadow figures or just shadows out of like peripheral, both sides and stuff. And it just never even matters where I'm sitting, because sometimes I'll move my location of where I'm doing my artwork just for a change of pace, I guess. And you know, it's like still, and we used to have another doggy in the house, and sometimes I would think it was her because she was a large black dog, right, with really wispy, furry, beautiful fur. And so I would a lot of times be like, Pixie, and like look, and no Pixie. Or sometimes the worst would be like, I would look and she'd be like way dead asleep. Like she stayed out here a lot with me because I think she knew too. And she stayed out here a lot when I was up all night. And so I would like look and she'd just be laying there and obviously had not moved at all, like passed out. So I would just be like, okay then, like, because nothing's bothering me, and I don't ever feel like a bad over, you know, I don't feel like bad energy over me or anything like that. So I just kind of let it be. But it happened a lot. Like, it was happening a lot. And then I kind of, I think I kind of just like let it be a part of my like routine. Like, I can just adjust to things pretty easily, I guess. So I don't even know if I still notice them anymore, because I still work throughout the night and Pixie's not here anymore, but I think I still see stuff that's not, there's nothing there, but I can see the shadows. But I think that one I've kind of maybe accepted. I don't know. Okay. So there's like windows and doors, like really rickety in this house and stuff. And like the wind really easily slams the doors if the doors are open. So I've gotten really used to, if a door slams, it's still scary. Like, it still makes you jump, and it's still not cool. Like, it's still not cool. Like, wow, why did that happen? But I can always tell. Like, I'll look out the window and I can, like, I could show you right now. I could clearly see all of my foliage blowing. So I'm logic enough to, okay. But there's been a few times when bedroom doors slam, and I'll look up, because that will also happen when it's super windy. Like, the wind just blows through this whole house. It's really weird, but that's how old it is. And there's like no weather going on, and I'll go kind of like check and like feel under door for like, maybe there is a breeze, particularly in this room, and maybe this roommate left their window open, and No, that one's happened a few times, and that one always, I just sit and I try to not acknowledge it because I'm like, I don't know what that meant. So when like the shadow stuff would happen and then like the door stuff would happen, I pretty much just kept that to myself because I don't know, to me that's not even that big of a deal, and I feel like that's something, but you know, I'm sure plenty of people can argue what I'm experiencing, whatever. Or if people do feel how I feel and like think that's something and they're scared by it, I didn't want to like trip my roommates out or nothing like that. So I never talked about what I would experience. And then like one night somebody's telling me I'm looking for Bruce, and somebody's like, oh, he's out there looking at the tree. And I'm like, what? And the way that they said it wasn't like a joke, or like they didn't mention that he was looking for lizards, because Bruce loves to look for and hunt for lizards. I think that's what he's doing right now. And I'm like, what do you mean he's looking at the tree? And they're like, I don't know, dude. He sits out there and looks at the tree. And I'm like, what do you mean he sits out there and looks at the tree? And they're like, yeah, that's what he does. He just sits there and stares at it. And nobody thought to tell his mother, your dog's acting really weird, yo. Like, what do you mean? Yo, that's weird. He doesn't just stare at, like, okay. So I tried to like not think much of it, but I really did not like that. Like that really bothered me. And then like another night, maybe the next night, I go to look for him again, right? And I walk outside, and I like to look for him quietly sometimes because I like to catch him in his natural element because he's just a little baby. And so I walk outside, and like my dog's just stuck, sitting like way far from the orange tree that we have in our backyard, and just staring at the fucking tree. Like on all fours, sitting. Yo, I had the worst chill go down my body, like when I turned the corner, because I was like, what the fuck has got my dog's attention like that? Like, that is not normal behavior for him. His nickname is Pokey Little Puppy, okay? Because he's always Pokey Little Puppy. So I'm like getting weird thinking about that night. I was so weirded out. I was so weirded out. I was not happy. And I like call his name softly, and I'm like, Bubba. And he like almost like snaps out of it, you know, and like turns to look at me like, Mommy, like my mom's voice is calling me, and looks at me, and I'm like, what are you doing, Bubba? Are you okay? And he like gets up and turns around and like walks in the house. Yes. He's sitting at the door right now looking at me. He walked in and he's heard me saying his name, and now he's looking at me. Yes, I'm telling all of the Romey homies that you stare at things that mommy can't see, and you're very like fixed on them. Now he's all unhappy, pouting on the couch. He doesn't like when I share stories without his permission. But that's what a mother has to do to protect her baby. But straight up, I was not okay with that. So I run inside and I'm like, you know what? Get in the house. You don't need me to be out here anymore. It's getting late. Your jacket's not even on. You know, I'm like upset now, and I like, get in the house. Like I go to find Christian all upset, and I'm like, honey, your dog is like fixed on something in the tree. And just last night, I don't remember which roommate it was, but you know, so-and-so told me that like he does that. And then Christian's like, oh yeah, I've seen him do that. He just stares at the tree. Why is nobody concerned about this? What the fuck? I was like, you guys. to know that my dog is all, yes, master, to the fucking orange tree. Like, can we maybe have a family meeting when we notice that the baby is being weird? And they were both like, yeah, they were weirded out too. And that's why neither of them said anything about it, because they would witness it like, that's weird, I don't like that. Like, okay, so we're all gonna have to keep an eye on the dog, because he's clearly, something's got his attention back there, and I'm not okay. I'm not okay with it, because I just didn't feel the same, like, semi-peacefulness in that moment in the backyard near the tree as I like feel inside the house. So that was yucky. That was yucky. I did not like that. I did not enjoy that. And we still catch him out there, and we try to like, just come on, Bubba, and like distract him, because we don't understand what it is. Like, and it's not that huge of a tree for me to like, I could figure it out if it was something, and there's nothing. So there's that. Oh man. Okay. 3 different times. So I work from home, right? And mostly everybody else is like 9 to 5s. So everybody's gone during the day, and I know this for a fact, right? I know I'm home alone. It's just me and the baby and Oprah. And 3 different times I've walked into the kitchen, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 large upper cabinets. You know, like we've got a bunch of lower cabinets and drawers, and then we've got whatever number I just said up there. And the spice cabinet, 3 times. I would just be walking into the kitchen, or walking from house to house, walking from room to room, and the wide open cabinet would just be wide open, just that one. And there's no way for like wind to come into the house and like slip under one of the cabinet doors in case they weren't clicked all the way shut, you know what I mean? Because I could even understand if the wind caught one door and it was like swung open because there's a window in the kitchen. No, both cabinet doors on only the top spice cabinet. 3 different times, because I kept track of like, because the first time I walked in, stopped dead in my tracks and was like, that was not open like 2 seconds. Like I knew for a fact it was not open. And I walked right up to it and closed it. Like, it's odd, it's Pepper getting wild today, okay. Second time it happened, I walked, saw it again, and was like, and like, by that time, multiple other things I think had happened too. And so by the second time, I was like, there's something in this house. Like, there's something in this house. Some things in this house. There's some shit in this house. There's something in this house. And then it happened again. It hasn't happened in a long time. But it's happened 3 times. And only on the spice cabinet. Maybe my ghosts just like really agree that spice adds flavor to life. I've got ethnic spirits in the house. Okay, moving on. Happened like a week and a half ago, maybe. And oh, Annie! Oh my God, I was gonna say, I had told Annie while she was here, I was telling her what had happened. And she remembers, oh my God, oh, okay. So one time, Annie was here, and I'm walking, I think I was walking from the kitchen to like come over to her, and I stopped, and I like went white. And like reached for my back and was like really upset and like moving around. And Annie witnessed, you know, me and like fully, you know, honed in on the moment and was like, oh, what's happening? And I was like, dude, I felt something like Like she witnessed, like, because why is that, like, I don't know. I'm not a, I'm super dramatic and silly, and like I can be very animated, but I don't make shit up, and I don't fake things for attention. Like I've never been that kind of person. So that's not something that I would just like, or if I would, then it would be like a, ah, got you kind of thing. No, dude, I felt something pull. And because I knew I was walking and she was the only one with me, and it was like, okay, please don't touch, like don't touch me. I don't know what that was, but don't touch me. Like she just was like, and I, you know, went and sat on the table, and we just kind of were like, okay. But yeah, she was like, no, dude, you went white. Like you just stopped, and like your whole fit just like everything changed. Like no. Okay, I kind of forgot about that one. So the like a week and a half ago, Annie's here, and I'm telling her like, yo, okay, the other night, I'm sitting in my office chair, and I'm spinning around and around and around and around and around and around because I'm a child, and I'm Snapchatting all the girls so they can see my whole like living room and workspace and stuff when I do that. Like it's large and there's nothing preventing, like they can see everything, right? So I'm spinning, Snapchatting all the girls, and as I'm spinning, dog bed, which moves often, I move it all the time, is behind one of these couches at that moment, and he always has a blankie on his dog bed. And the blankie is like, okay, here's a flat blanket, right? And the blanket's just flat on the doggy bed. Is like completely pinched and like pulled up. And as I'm spinning, when the camera's right about to catch it, because my peripheral's catching it first, and I'm literally like, cause this was like obvious. Like everything leading up to this, to me, except for that weird t-shirt thing, but I guess even someone could try to explain that. Everything leading up to this was like, I feel like anybody could still, like super, you know, disbelievers could try and write off or explain, and like, that's cool. I'm up for like, whatever, that's your argument. I don't believe the arguments, but like, you know, like, everything up to this, yo, how are you going to explain to me what this was, okay? And I can see, so I'm like spinning, and my face is changing because I'm like, what? And right when I'm like, my eyes lock on it and the camera's gonna catch it, because I'm filming on Snapchat, flat, like completely flattens out. And like, yo, I'm fucking telling you, dude, like I saw like whatever would, you know, like just escape, like everything just escaped the blanket, and the blanket just went flat. Dude, I freaked out, and like right in the middle of that snap, I was like, what the fuck, you guys, what the fuck is going on in my house? Like, and I like ran over, and like, I'm like still Snapchatting, like trying to look at the blanket. So when Annie was here, exactly what happened again, and I'm like, yo, tell me what that was. And she's like, I can't. like, how do you explain that? I don't know. That is not wind. The wind does not like pick something up at like a point. Okay, so that was just like a week and a half ago. That's why I know for sure there's something. Okay. And 2 days ago, whenever I tweeted, okay, I had just been Snapchatting with Michaela, and Michaela is, you know, my bestest friend in the whole world, so she knows me better than anybody. and I'm walking through like my bedroom, and I'm explaining something to her or telling her a story or something. It was multiple snaps. And and it was like important, so I was like really distracted and into the story, okay? And as I'm walking through a certain part, I like stop and I like flip the camera like a little bit off me to look at something behind me, and I'm like, oh fuck, dude, I literally thought that was a person. And it was just like Christian's hat and I think a t-shirt I was drying like on our rack on the door. So it was very obvious, like, oh shit. But no, yo, I really thought that was a like it felt like it had depth to it. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that was, and so I'm like, telling the story, but then I'm like, oh shit, dude, I literally thought that was a person, like that. And it kind of like shook my whole, like I like struggled to get back to the point. And Michaela like, she was like, I thought that was a person too. I literally, like as I'm chatting, whatever I happened to catch, like she caught it too, and she was like, I thought that was a person too. I literally thought that was a person behind, like, and to her it would have been Christian or whatever, right? So she was like, I thought that was a person. So that's why I went to Twitter. And that's why I asked you guys if you wanted to hear my stories. And that's been my story. So let me know what you guys think. Because this, I don't know, am I tripping? I feel like I'm not tripping. I feel like I have a pretty decent list and like a good track record, like enough experiences in my life. I think that there's something in this house. I think I live in a haunted house. And I'm like, I'm cool with that. I have no problemos with haunted houses. It's spooky, it's fine. I just hope that it's like not trying to falsify as positive energy and then it's gonna turn all sick and like dark on me one day, but I don't think that's gonna happen. And somebody mentioned something smart on Twitter of like, yes, but just be careful because sometimes speaking on it can kind of give it more power, which I agree. But I don't think that this is an evil thing. So I think that's goes for anything, but I feel like it would be more, like if it was evil and I was speaking on it, or if it heard me like laughing throughout this whole video, then I would probably have given it power. But I don't know, man. I feel like a mad mutual respect. I feel like my spirits know what I'm trying to do out here. Black Lives Matter. Women are more important than you are treating them. The earth is dying. Knock it the fuck off. You know, I feel like my spirits that are here with me are like, so I don't know, we're all just kind of like resisting the power together. I don't know. I just don't feel like it's a bad thing. So yeah, seriously, I'm really curious to know what you guys think. I want to know like what were your thoughts throughout this whole video. Like give me a play-by-play of what you were thinking. If you have any experiences that you have ever had, or maybe you know, your mom or your dad told you a story once or something like that, feel free to share in the comments. We are all a family at the Lady Romey channel and we all respect each other here, so you guys are welcome to share your stories down below. Let me know if you think I'm in danger. I don't think I am, but like I said, we respect y'all's opinions out here. And let me know what else you guys think that I should do as far as like maybe going down some spooky routes for some spooky videos, because that's my shit, you know? Like it's Halloween 24/7 in my heart. So I would be super down to do some more spooky videos if that's what y'all are looking for, but just let me know. If you are concerned for me, I guess I will just simply ask kindly to just don't worry about me. I promise you guys, I am safe. I am very smart. I read into a lot of things. I make sure what I'm doing is proper and that I'm not upsetting anything or messing with anything that I shouldn't be. So I'll just put that out as a little disclaimer. Don't worry about me. I promise I'm okay out here, and I promise there's way worse things happening, actually happening to people that I shouldn't be your concern. So with that being said, I hope that everyone has been having a really fun May. I know I didn't vlog too much this month. I apologize, it's been kind of crazy around here. But I'm trying to pick some vlogs back up as quickly as I can for you guys. And as always, please don't ever forget that if nobody loves you, Romey loves you.